Whoa. We gotta talk about tonight's episode. Let me move this a little bit. There we go. What? This is a spoiler review of tonight's episode of American Horror Story Hotel Flicker. That's right, sorry. No, I can't do it. Well, anyway. Whoa, when they set it to the 1920s and we got the backstory of Lady Gaga, I was like, okay, here we go. I'm not feeling this 1920s thing. It's Dandy is back. Dandy, I think that's Dandy. I'm pretty sure that's 100% Dandy is back playing Valentino. I was like, oh my god, why? And then Lady Gaga, what's her? Oh, gee whiz, yeah. I was like, oh shit, here we go. It blew my mind. I really enjoyed this episode. I really saw a lot of things I really liked in this episode. There was a lot of things to like about this episode. But before we get to that, let's get to John. John is crazy. He has to be the killer. He's the killer. Basically, what we saw him, he goes into this hospital where they're keeping hostage, not hostage, but they have the person who knows who the 7 deadly sins killer is. They know who the 7 deadly sins killer is. John finds evidence after beating his cop friend up. He finds a clue. He goes into that hospital, or the same hospital where that chick is, or whoever is. Well, you saw the episode. I'm assuming you saw the episode. Is being held, and he pretty much bashes the security guard, steals his card, goes there, talks to the person who knows the 7 deadly sins killer. I call it 7 deadly sins killer. It's a little girl. And I don't know if she's the same one from the school. I don't think so. I don't think she's the same one from the school, but she knows who the killer is. She agrees to John, like, I'll help you tell you this killer if you bust me out. Long story short, John busts her out because he's going mad crazy, and she ends up running away from him, and truck smashes her. Truck just demolishes her. Little girl's dead. Bye, you're gone. So John's leads are back to 0. John has to be the killer. This guy is so mad and crazy, and his whole monologue and his whole discussion with the little girl, and the little girl looking at him like, you're not like my dad. Like, you could just tell John is something. Definitely, he had to murder somebody. He had to murder somebody. But that wasn't the heart of this episode. The heart of this episode was Lady Gaga's backstory. Was things we found out. The opening of this episode was what the fuck is going on? What is going on? The opening of this episode, we see the construction of the hotel. Things are being rebuilt and stuff. There's a wall. These construction workers kind of break through that wall. Behind it, it's like a maze type, like tunnels type thing. And we see these 2 people just kill these coworkers and drink their blood. So we know they're vampires. We know they're the same as Lady Gaga. But who are they? We find out that one of them is Dandy. So you're like, what is Dandy doing back over here? What the hell? We find out in Lady Gaga's past, because we do a flashback, is that Lady Gaga, when she was trying to be an actress and stuff, she fell in love with Valentino, who looks like Dandy, who looks like that model, the model that has been prancing around and Lady Gaga ended up killing. Now we kind of know why she killed him, because the striking resemblance and stuff. But going back to her flashback, she falls in love with Valentino. Valentino tells Lady Gaga basically, I love my wife too, so how about we do a threesome? So they do a threesome and stuff. They're all in love, blah, blah, blah. And he fakes his own death. Lady Gaga's distraught. She's going to kill herself, but guess who saves the day? While she's attending his party, his grand opening of the hotel, Mr. March. Mr. March saves Lady Gaga, and they end up getting married. So Lady Gaga is Mrs. March, which is crazy. That, in itself, I got to talk about. But before I do that, let's get back to Lady Gaga, Valentino and stuff. So Lady Gaga, every day, she goes to Valentino's grave, puts a flower, red rose. She's known as the chick in black, basically, who puts a rose in Valentino, the lover. We see Valentino's wife there. Lady Gaga's pissed. She's like, you didn't even go to the funeral. And then Valentino's wife's like, oh, why should I go to the funeral when he's not dead? So So we find out Valentino's not dead. That he is in fact a vampire. He got this virus. He got this virus from the famous director who directed Nosferatu. I think that's how you say it. Remember the first vampire movie to grace the silver screen. The pictures. So he says, "Come with me, amor. Come with me. We're going to Europe. I want you to be with me, Mousy," or whatever, Minnie Mouse, whatever he calls her. And all three of them, Lady Gaga agrees, and she's married to Mr. March at the time. We'll get to that in a minute. So she agrees to go run away with them, even though she's still married to Mr. March. But Mr. March ain't having it. Because we do see him in the present day. They're starting to collect enough blood that they need excuse me, to venture off into the world, to leave the hotel and live their lives to the fullest, to exact revenge. And to exact revenge on Mr. March and Lady Gaga. So we find out Mr. March murdered these two. And, well, didn't murder them. He knows they're still, they live forever. So he puts them behind that wall, lets them starve for really eternity. That's why they're so weak in state and stuff, and that's why they're killing all these like anything they could find to gain blood, to refuel their desire. Kills. So yes, Mr. March pretty much tries to make them suffocate and stuff. That he traps them behind the wall and everything. So they want revenge. They're gonna want revenge. So that's their story. So we know about Lady Gaga. We know about Valentino. We both know about Valentino's wife. We know that they're back in the living world. It's different to them, but yeah, it's so new. Wait, that makes sense, right? It's different to them. Yeah, it's still the same. I don't know. Let's get to Lady Gaga and Mr. March. And this, I believe, was the best of the episode. I believe these two, Peters, Evan Peters, or Evan Peters, Peters, and Lady Gaga have great chemistry. They have great chemistry. When they were together, they exude the screen. I really did enjoy those two when they were together. At first, I was like, am I watching a porn or what? When they're banging, he rips the shit out of Lady Gaga's clothes. Lady Gaga's ass is up, like full on ass. Titties are going everywhere, and he's banging the shit out of her. He's choking her. She reverses, chokes him, and Peters or Mr. March is like, yes, baby, yes. Like, it's crazy. That was a straight up porn right there. So if your kids are watching this at 7 o'clock, say, hell no. Get your ass in the room. This is how nostalgia and memories start forming, because kids are going to sneak in and like, oh, what are you watching, Mom and Dad? Oh my God, is that Lady Gaga? Like, that's what it is. That's how it all starts, right? So straight out porn in one of the scenes. So Lady Gaga and Mr. March were married. They were married. Lady Gaga tried to leave him. Lady Gaga finds out that Mr. March he's like, oh, I know you didn't love me, but I have your lover trapped in that wall, and he ain't there anymore. So when Lady Gaga saw that wall and was trying to figure out, wait, what is all this rubble? What is this? What is this room? And Kathy Bates is like, oh, I've never seen you scared before. Lady Gaga's like, shut up, bitch, and just leaves. Like, Lady Gaga talks to Mr. March, and it's not a great conversation because Mr. March is like, little mustache twirling. Yeah, bitch, you got yours. So, great chemistry, though. Great chemistry with those two. I really want to see more of those two. I really want to see the relationship of those two, because those two are so in sync. Like, at one point, she catches him really just chopping off this. I like his line. He's like, oh, he was just a hobo. Like, he's chopping off limbs and stuff, and she's like, oh, listen, if you're going to go after somebody with power, with money, and you know what, next time let me watch. Like, they definitely brought Lady Gaga in for a specific reason. So, overall, I really felt like this episode was really great. I think John's whole story is not as interesting as what now laid upon us, Lady Gaga's story. Lady Gaga's backstory, Lady Gaga and how she maybe got the virus, Lady Gaga, how her lover looked like Dandy, or is Dandy, how she had her past. We finally got to know her past. this still does not. There's still questions like, okay, what is with all? Why is, because she does say she saves the girl that actually knows who the seven deadly sins killer is. Why is Lady Gaga really saving all these children? I think we got a little hint on it with her own baby, herself, her own baby, and I think she said something that's along the lines too. But you know, we have a lot of things going on. Like, who's the seven deadly sins killer, which I believe is John. What is with the vampire kids that's roaming free? What's going on with them? And you know, then we have Kathy. We have Bassett. We have Kathy Bates' son. What's that whole situation? But tonight, when it came to tonight, I thought the episode really did well in presenting Lady Gaga's backstory. Even though in the beginning I was like, oh my god, it's going to be a bumpy ride. But it actually turned out to be a fun and very charismatic ride. And really, this episode really brought a lot of entertainment and a lot of chemistry between Lady Gaga and Evan Peters. I want to say Peters. Mr. March. So just knowing that and how those two are connected, and it's great to see that see those two interact, because they're both, Lady Gaga's killing it. I think Lady Gaga's doing a fantastic job with her role, and of course Peters is always fantastic. So it was really great. At first I thought he was a little bit too cartoony, but he's starting to fit the bill, especially when he was hosting that party. So every time he comes on screen, I'm like, yes, more Mr. March, please. We'll see what him and John tie in, but of course I think he knows he's the killer and he has potential to be one of the best killers. So thank you guys for listening. I wanted to say real quick, we worldwide American Horror Story contest. This is for anybody. Look at that. Freak Show, baby. Twisty the Clown mug. Now, hasn't even been opened, nothing. All you have to do to enter this contest is to subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my video. Subscribe to my channel first. Comment below and let me know why you guys are a big fan of American Horror Story and how you got into American Horror Story. And let me know how you feel about this season so far. That's all you have to do to enter to this contest. And I will pick the winner, and I will be paying for the shipping and handling. It's going to go straight to you. All I need you to do is provide your address, and all you need you to do is basically subscribe and tell me why you love American Horror Story. So thank you guys for listening. Like I say, subscribe, like the video, comment below. I will see you guys later. Great episode of American Horror Story. Dan Manning, son.